Hey kids, Ron Burgundy here, aka Ben Stiller wannabe. I'm still here, still alive, but I just want to say thank you very much that the record has finally come out, Evil World Machine, on Better Noise Music. And pre-order all the stuff. It's been amazing, but I wanted to give everyone a special thanks today that made this whole thing happen. You know, because like I always say, yeah, there's a leader of this ship, but at the same time, if you don't got the right team around you, it never happens. So the first person I really want to thank for everything right now is Tommy Denander. My dear friend Tommy Denander, first of all, is the reason why Mutt Lange is involved in this, because he sent it to Mutt. And his guitar playing is outstanding. And I can't say anything else, but it's him getting Mark Wilkinson and Mutt Lange. Without Tommy Denander, you know, this wouldn't have happened. Or Ross Halfin for him telling me to do this, but Tommy was the one who got in touch with Mutt. And I want everyone to know that. And his guitar playing, to me, still, he's one of the best guitar players out there in the world. That's all I got to say. Let's see, the next person I want to thank is Joel Reef. Because Joel Reef was the guy who gave me the idea in Cosmo, like, you should do this, you should be singing. And I can't thank those guys enough, because if it wasn't for those guys putting that idea in my head, I never would have thought about that, you know? And I can't thank Glenn Sobel enough for playing drums on like 70 plus songs, you know? And can't thank Mike Palatnikov, who engineered all the drums and actually got, you know, Crossbone Scully the record deal on Better Noise. It was Mike that made the actual call, and I can't thank Mike enough. And Jamie Maholbrack for his keyboard wizardry. Jamie's one of the best. He's one of my best friends, and he's always there for me, and he always makes stuff cool. And he's a fucking incredible musician. The cool thing is I get to play with him with My Chemical Romance with Alice Cooper. We're doing a big show together, which I really look forward to that. I can't thank Howie Weinberg enough. Howie, mastering genius, always good to me. I can't thank Alan Kovac enough for taking a chance on a 50-something-year-old man, you know, who signs a 50-year-old man with no fucking gimmick. Alan Kovac. So I got nothing but appreciation and respect for Alan Kovac for giving me a chance and opportunity. And the guys that I have to thank the most, you know, Mutt Lange, but Ole Romo, the mixer, he's beyond everything. I'm so grateful for that. But Mutt Lange, you know, for me, like I say in every interview, you know, when I first got that call, when he told me about my voice and all these other things, I started crying, because it's always one of those things that you dream for and hope for. But, you know, when you're like a fucking dirtbag loser kid from Long Island chasing a dream, and you get to work with this iconic guy I've always tried to make records sound like. That's all I ever do is try and sound like Mutt Lange, you know? I want to sound like Mutt Lange. And I always do. Every record I've ever done, everything I've ever produced before I've done all of this stuff, it's always been, what would Mutt Lange do? How can I make this sound like that? So when that stuff happens, man, it's like... it's a dream for me, you know, and I don't get to say this in a lot of interviews, because a lot of interviews when you do, sometimes the words get all weird. I say, I didn't say that, and then I read headlines, I go, Mutt Lange didn't come out of retirement, you know? No, it wasn't like that at all. He's still working, you know, he's just very selective, and I can't thank Mutt Lange enough for everything that I've learned from him, like mentoring and just, you know, he's very private. I don't like to talk about the stuff because that's the way he likes to keep it. But all I have to say is, it's, you know, that record, there's only, on this Evil World Machine record, I'll tell you who played on it. Tommy Denander, Glenn Sobel, Jamie Maholbrack, Jason Roller, who did all the ganjos and some clean parts, myself. That's it. It's 5 guys. It ain't a team of writers. Tommy and myself wrote everything. Mutt Lange, and we actually produced it too. Mutt Lange is the executive producer. So when I say producer, he wanted to be credited as the executive producer. From everything I'm telling you, this is all the truth. This ain't no not making anything up. So I wanted to just talk about the record. And Chris Wise also. Chris Wise played bass on like Sin Eater, I'm a Bone Machine, Misfits of the Universe, I Am the Wolf. So Chris Wise is a big part of this thing too. So it's really cool. So if I forget anyone, please forgive me. I'm just rambling, and we had a great show last night. I also want to talk about the artwork. Mark Wilkinson. Once again, Tommy Denanda hooked that up. Can't thank him enough for that. Mark Wilkinson, brilliant. I mean, to have Mark Wilkinson, who does like Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, Marillion, all of these iconic album covers, dude, to have him do our album cover, I can't thank him enough. I'm so grateful for Mark for all the work he's done and all the time he's put into it. Melanie Watts has done so much stuff too. I can't thank her enough. Riley Donahue, when we did this animated movie, this crazy idea that, that's all you do is crazy ideas. And I always say, if you're going to bet on anyone, bet on yourself. Because everyone thinks my ideas are fucking crazy or they're not worth it. And I'm like, you know what, man, no. At the end of the day, it's going to lead somewhere else. And Riley Donahue did an amazing job on Thing 1. I can't thank Johnny Depp enough, Nikki Sixx, Phil Collin, Kane Roberts, Cheryl Cooper, Joe Perry, Alice Cooper, Sandra, Mr. Finn, Mark, Tommy again. Everyone's on that. It's beautiful. And Beautiful Jerk, hey Beautiful Jerk, for hooking me up with Riley, and Ernie Bach for actually taking the balls and putting the boom went the boom on one of his car commercials. I can't thank him enough also. So now, there's the record. If I forgot anything, please feel free to remind me, okay? The live band. This is why it's been taking so long. There was a great interview the other day we did, me and Anna, myself and Anna, myself, with this guy Tomo in Japan. He was in this little room, like all these CDs. He looked like he was in the Matrix or something with all these. And I was like, this guy knows his shit. And he said to me, he says, Mutt Lange's notorious for taking years to make records. Why did it take so long? I said, Tomo, it wasn't us. That's all I had to say. And no disrespect to anyone, but it's the universe. The record came out when it's supposed to come out, because if it would have came out 3 years ago, I never would have met Anna Cara, because she would have been like 12 years old, for all I know. Her parents, and like, who's this guy calling? And she just turned 21, and she was legal to play last night at the Viper Room. So here's the live band situation. All right. So when we finished it, I wanted to put together a band of young people. You know what I mean? It's the Alice Cooper playbook, man. It's like everything I've learned from Alice Cooper. If you don't think about this and apply this, because I've seen what works and what doesn't work, and it's great, Like I said last night at the gig, when I saw Orianthi come in, I was like, wow, I saw Nita Strauss come in, I was like, wow. And that's when I said, you know what? Fuck, I want one of them. So I was searching the internet. And I'm on that shit looking at all you guys every day. I'm watching all you. I'm watching every young guitar player out there, female guys, whatever the fuck you want to call yourselves. I'm watching it. So with that being said, I was following Anna Cara for the longest time. I was watching this kid, and I really loved the fact that she wasn't selling anything, because everybody's selling stuff. And to me, as soon as I'm like, no. And this kid was just playing from the heart. And I was like, and she's playing like, don't take this the wrong way, like some 55-year-old fucking man. And I was like, how does she's doing? So I was like, all right. So I watched her. And then one day I called her up and I said, hey man, I was like, I really dig what you're doing. I might have something here, So if you're interested in something, let me know. And she responded. Make a long story short, I FaceTimed her and her parents, and I told her, I was like, I want you to be part of this thing, because I knew that she was the right thing, right person. I don't know why, but I just go with my gut on this shit. And that was the most important thing for me. That was the first piece to the puzzle, So then the second piece to the puzzle was like, I want to get a female drummer. So I've been trying to work on getting a drummer, and Tuesday, I've worked it before, and having Tuesday come on board was amazing, you know, for the videos, because when we started doing these videos, even though Glenn played on the tracks, you know, he knew he wasn't going to be in the band. Same thing with Tommy. And so we got Tuesday, who was cool enough to come down, and she nailed the stuff, and she's been great. And then I wanted to find another guitar player. We found another guy, Noah. He was too busy. He had like a bunch of other bands going on doing what he was doing. But Sam Bam Colton came in, and it felt right, where I was like, okay, this is going to work, man. Sam Bam, I've been following this kid for the longest time, and he's like one of the busiest guys in rock. And one thing I love about Sam, he's going to show up on time, and he's going to know the songs. And that was important to me. And also Alex Bach, who came in, Thumper, and did the last bunch of videos. So when you see a bunch of different drummers in the videos, that's the only reason why Tuesday was on vacation. She had to go somewhere, so Alex came in. So there's been a rotating cast of drummers. But now we finally have the lineup, and Chris Wise, of course, on bass, who is one of my favorite bass players, besides myself and Robert DeLeo. You like that? You didn't know that anyway.